ठीक है. आपण आता चालू करू लेक्चर. काल आपण बघितलं की बाबा मायक्रो प्रोसेसर आणि मायक्रो कंट्रोलर मध्ये बेसिक काय डिफरन्सेस आहेत. महत्वाचा डिफरन्स म्हणजे मायक्रो प्रोसेसर हे जनरल पर्पज डिव्हाइस आहे, म्हणजे कुठल्या ऍप्लिकेशनसाठी आपण त्याला वापरू शकतो. त्या उलट मायक्रो कंट्रोलर जो आहे हा स्पेसिफिक पर्पज डिव्हाइस आहे, म्हणजे एका ठराविक ऍप्लिकेशनसाठी आपण त्याला वापरू शकतो. Just I will give you the examples of microprocessor based system and microcontroller based system. Our computer is a microprocessor based system because it is general purpose. We have not designed or developed the computer for any particular task. Computer you can make use of in different applications, variety of n number of applications. So you just develop your own software, application software, and your computer will be useful for that particular application. Whereas when you look at the microcontroller based systems, I will just give names of some of the applications of microcontroller based system. One of the applications is your remote control, TV remote control. So the job of this remote control is fixed, that it will increase the volume, it will decrease the volume, it will change the channel, okay, and few more tasks the remote control will complete. So the task of the remote controls are limited. You cannot use remote control for phone purpose. I cannot use it as a mobile. Correct? Remote control has its own application. Similarly, if you look at the microwave ovens, they are also microcontroller based systems. The purpose and application of the microwave oven is fixed, that it will provide the heat to the substance which is placed inside the microwave oven. Okay, so only what you can do is you can change the timings. You can change the timings of the heating. So, and there are modes, some modes available in the microwave oven which you can change. So the purpose of the microwave oven is fixed, that whatever you place inside the microwave oven, it gets heated. That the purpose is very fixed. You cannot use microwave oven for any other purpose than this. Similarly, one more example I will give you, and that is of the washing machines. So washing machine is having its job or application fixed, that whenever you put the clothes which you want to wash in the in the washing machine, and if you start the washing machine, it will start the pouring the water into that clothes. It will start pouring the soap powder into these onto these clothes. It will start spinning the clothes. Then after some time, it will start rinsing the clothes so that the water is drained out from the clothes. And finally, it will dry. It will start the heaters and it will dry your clothes. So the sequence of events, it will follow, and those sequence will not change. So the purpose of the washing machine is also fixed, that is to wash the clothes. Washing machine cannot be used as a mobile. Washing machine cannot be used as a microwave oven. It has its own application, and that application is fixed. Okay, so for fixed applications, we also call them as dedicated applications. For dedicated applications, we generally go for the microcontroller based systems. Whereas for general purpose systems, where we don't have a fixed application or dedicated application, in that case, you will go for or will go for microprocessor based system. So I have given you the idea that what is a microprocessor based system and what is a microcontroller based system. Now let us go for the PowerPoint presentation of some of the slides which I will share. I will share my screen. I'm just starting my PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So please unmute your microphones and just tell me whether you can see this screen. Can you see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear my voice properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we shall continue. Please switch off your mics. Please switch off your mics. Okay. Now we shall start with the slideshow. Here you are given the comparison between the microcontroller and microprocessor. So what you can see is the first point, that is microcontroller is the heart of embedded system. Microprocessor is heart of the computer system. What is the difference between embedded system and computer system? Just now I have told you. Microcontroller based systems are dedicated, or they are made for single application, single particular application. Whereas microprocessor based systems are general purpose, like computer system. So dedicated systems or single application systems, they are also called as embedded systems. This is your first comparison. Second comparison, you can see microcontroller has external processor along with internal memory and IO components. Yesterday I told you that microcontroller is no doubt a microprocessor, but along with microprocessor or microprocessing architecture, it also has many more things inbuilt into the chip, just like the parallel ports, the timers, the serial port, then interrupt facility, all these extra facilities, and memory, of course, RAM memory and ROM memory. Everything is inbuilt inside a microcontroller. So you don't have to connect anything else from outside unless and until these resources are not sufficient for you, then only you will have to expand. For example, if the internal memory is not sufficient for you, then you will have to connect an external memory. Additional memory you can connect. Otherwise, you don't need any external components to be connected to the microcontroller. Correct? So everything is inbuilt in a single chip. Whereas here you can see in microprocessor, it is just a processor. Memory and I/O components have to be connected externally. So this is the most important difference between the microcontroller and microprocessor. So microprocessor is a processing device. It doesn't have its own memory. It doesn't have its own ports, neither parallel port nor serial port. It doesn't have its own timers. Okay, so microprocessor doesn't have any other facility provided inbuilt or on the chip other than processing the data or executing the programs. So that is a second comparison you can say. Then most of the microcontrollers have power saving modes like ideal mode and power saving mode, that is sleep mode. This helps to reduce the power consumption. Means it will provide extra timing for the embedded system. Most of the microprocessors do not have power saving features. So again, this is very important for us because microcontroller based systems are dedicated systems. They are single application systems. And for example, suppose I am implementing this microcontroller based system somewhere in the remote areas, maybe in the jungle areas, for example. In that case, I cannot provide power supply or our AC power supply in those remote areas. So what I will have to do? I will have to connect a battery. And the battery should be such that it should be able to provide the power throughout the year, complete of the year. So you may say, how it is possible? Yes, it is possible. For example, if I have designed a microcontroller based system for sensing the temperature, I want to sense the temperature of the surroundings and I want to store that data in the memory. Then what I will do? I will naturally use a temperature sensor, some signal conditioning I will require, A to D converter I will require because the temperature data is in the analog form. It has to be converted into the digital form. And then I will read that data through the ports of the microcontroller and I will store that data in the memory. Okay. For example, I am taking the readings after every 5 minutes. After every 5 minutes, I am just sensing the temperature and I am reading that temperature in the digital form and I am storing that temperature in the memory. Every 5 minutes, I want to repeat this thing. That is throughout the year, complete year. So after 5 minutes means I will have a 5 minutes break. So what I will do within those 5 minutes, I will go to sleep, or that is microcontroller will go to sleep because it doesn't have to do anything in those 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it will wake up, it will take the reading, it will store the reading, temperature reading. Again, it will go to sleep for next 5 minutes. So in this way, I will be able to save the power. When I go in the sleep mode, I will shut down all the applications or all the processing of the microcontroller. So in that way, I will be saving my battery power. So when I go to the sleep mode, the battery power consumptions reduces to 10%. So in the wake up mode, if it is using 100%, in the sleep mode, it will be consuming only 10% of the power. So you are saving 90% of the battery power in the sleep mode. So in this way, I will be able to use my battery in an efficient manner, in a power saving mode, and throughout the year. I don't need to charge my battery again, because I am already using it in a power saving mode. In this way, you can say our microcontrollers are very useful in such applications where you need to save your battery power or use your battery for a longer period of time. Whereas microprocessor based systems like computer, normally you don't use computers on a battery. Of course, laptops you can use, but they have a limited time. You can use those laptops for 5 hours, 8 hours, depending upon your battery capacity, but not more than that. So you need a power source for the microprocessor based systems. This is one of the biggest difference as far as power is concerned. Next difference, what you can see is, since the components are internal, most of the operations are internal instructions. Hence, speed is very fast. So, what is the meaning of this? All the supporting components like memory, like timers, like ports, serial ports, all are inbuilt in a single chip. That's why I can access the data from the memory very fast. I can read the data from the timers very fast. I can send the data or accept the data from the ports very fast, because all they are internally connected in a single chip. So the processing or speed of operation will naturally increase. Whereas in case of microprocessor based systems, all the components, supporting chips or supporting components, they are outside the microprocessor. So every time you want to access the data, microprocessor has to send the address of that device. For example, I want to read the data from the port. So I will send address of the port. Then that port will wake up. Then it will accept the data. It will read the data and it will send the data to the microprocessor. So accessing external data, slightly it is time consuming. Whereas accessing internal data within the chip is very fast. So that's why if you are using microprocessor based system, naturally the speed of operation will reduce. Speed will reduce. Whereas if you are using microcontroller based system, since all the components are within the chip, the speed will increase naturally. So this is one of the important difference, you can say. Next comparison, cost of the entire system is low, cost of the entire system is very high in case of microprocessor. So why the microcontroller is low cost? Because in a single chip, you get all the facilities. That's why the microcontroller is cost effective, you can say. Microcontroller based systems are cost effective. Second, can be used in compact systems and hence it is efficient technique. Cannot be used in compact systems. What do you mean? The meaning is you can reduce the size of your microcontroller based system. You can design your PCB, printed circuit board, in such a manner that you take a very small microcontroller chip, you connect very few components from external side to the microcontroller, and then you can make your applications in a very small size. So that means compact system. And that's why it is portable. We can take that microcontroller based systems from one place to another place. Since it can be used on batteries, it becomes portable. We can carry one small battery along with the system, and wherever we want, we can connect that battery and we can access the data. Whereas microprocessor based systems are not compact, because all the chips, supporting devices, you will have to connect from external side. So naturally, when you are connecting external components to the microprocessor, the PCB size will increase, power consumption will increase, and the system will not be compact. It will be a heavy system. Next comparison. Just now I have told you, since it is a single chip, microcontroller is a single chip computer, you can say, single chip computer, the power consumption is very less because everything is inbuilt inside a single chip, and one chip will consume very less power as compared to many chips in case of microprocessor based system. Next one is microcontrollers are based on Harvard architecture, where program memory and data memory are separate. This is one of the important concepts. As we know, microprocessor, last year you have studied, microprocessor uses von Neumann architecture. Von Neumann architecture means, if I suppose I have a memory of, let us say, 100 bytes, let us say 100 bytes memory I have, then I will distribute that 100 bytes, some bytes for RAM memory and some bytes for ROM memory. For example, I will use 20 bytes for RAM memory and remaining 80 bytes for the ROM memory. So I have 100 bytes, 20 bytes for RAM memory, remaining 80 bytes for ROM memory. In this way, I will distribute my memory. In case of microcontroller, I don't have to distribute that memory because RAM memory is different, ROM memory is different. Okay, 100 bytes ROM memory, 100 bytes RAM memory I can have separate. So that is the Harvard architecture. So in the Harvard architecture, RAM memory addresses are totally different, means RAM addresses and ROM addresses are different from each other. Whereas in microprocessor, RAM addresses and ROM addresses fall in the same area. They fall in the same area. So in the 100 bytes, 20 addresses for RAM, 80 addresses for ROM. In case of microcontroller, they are not splitted. 100 addresses for RAM, 100 addresses for ROM, separate addresses. So that is Harvard architecture. So when RAM and ROM are accessed separately, we call it as Harvard architecture. And when RAM and ROM fall in the same area, same address area, we say it as a von Neumann architecture. So that is the basic difference between the microcontroller and the microprocessor. Just now I told you, microcontrollers are used in washing machines, MP3 players, microwave ovens, remote controls. All these are examples of microcontroller based systems. Whereas personal computers, laptops, everything, they are all servers, all they are microprocessor based systems. So we have different types. Last time I told you, I think, we have different microcontroller manufacturing companies. They have their own architecture, own design. They will design their own microcontroller in the way they want. Of course, Intel was the first company who built their or who designed their microcontroller in 1981, you can say. That is 8051. Still we are learning those microcontrollers. You can see the importance. So Intel company is the starter or who started the microcontroller families with the name 8051. And after Intel, many other companies came into the market and they developed and designed their own microcontrollers like Zilog, Z80 family. So here you can see this is a Z80 family. It is from Zilog Incorporation. So it is also providing us the microprocessor and microcontrollers. Some other vendors are also there in manufacturing, like last time I told you that PIC microcontrollers, PIC, PIC microcontrollers, Microchip Incorporation, they design their own microcontrollers. They are also widely used nowadays in the market. And then some of the microcontrollers from Philips, some microcontrollers from Motorola, they are also there in the market. But Intel family is very widely used in the market for application purpose. So here you can see MCS family, that is microcontroller system. MCS means microcontroller system. 51 means 8051. The first chip they designed was given the name 8051, given the number 8051. So that they call it as 8051 family. And then many versions of 8051 came into existence. So many versions are there. Higher versions, you can say. 8052 is there, and 252, 352, all these higher versions came into existence. 8051 is a 8-bit microcontroller, whereas the higher versions 251, 351, all these are 16-bit versions. They are 16-bit versions. So what do you mean by 8-bit and 16-bit versions? If your data bus, data handling capacity is 8-bit, then we call it as a 8-bit microcontroller or 8-bit microprocessor. 8085 is a 8-bit microprocessor. 8051 is also an 8-bit microcontroller. Here you can see memory area, maximum 64 kilobyte of on-chip ROM. So microprocessor and microcontroller both can address 64 kilobytes of memory. Means you can connect 64 kilobytes of memory to a microprocessor or to a microcontroller. Of course, if I consider only 8051 particular chip, then I can see I have only 4 kilobytes of internal ROM memory provided by 8051. If you want to expand it, you can connect external chip, 32 kilobytes chip from outside, and you can increase the capacity of your microcontroller memory. So 32 kilobytes plus internal 4K memory, it makes it 36 kilobytes memory. So in this way, you can keep on adding the memory and go up to 64 kilobytes. 64 kilobytes is the maximum capacity, addressing capacity or maximum memory you can connect to the microcontroller, not more than that. Why this 64 kilobyte limit is there? Because the address bus of your microcontroller or microprocessor is 16-bit address bus. So one address bus can provide two addresses, that is 0 and 1. If I take two address buses, then I will get four addresses. How? 00, 01, 10, 11. If I take three address buses, then I will get eight addresses. 000, 001, 010, 011, 100, 101, 110, and 111. So in this way, I can generate 8 addresses from 3 address buses. So if I have 16 addresses, address bus, how many addresses I can generate? That is my question. If I have 16-bit address bus, how many addresses I can generate? So everybody unmute yourself and just give me the answer.
256.
Just think on that. What I said, if I have one address bus, 1-bit address bus, I can produce two addresses, that is 0 and 1. If I have two address buses, I can generate four addresses, 00, 01, 10, 11. Correct? If I have three address bus, 3-bit address bus, I can generate 8 addresses. If I have 4 address bus, I can generate 16 addresses. So what is the relationship between address bits and number of addresses?
2 raised to number of addresses.
Correct. 2 raised to number of address lines. So if I have 3 address lines, 2 raised to 3, I can generate 8 addresses. If I have 4 address lines, 2 raised to 4, that is I can generate 16 addresses. So in this way, if I have 16 address lines, how many addresses I can generate?
2 raised to 16.
So what will be that figure? What will be that figure? So if you just calculate that, correct? 2 raised to 16 means 2 raised to 8 into 2 raised to 8. That is exactly 2 raised to 16. 2 raised to 8 is 256 multiplied by 2 raised to 8, that is again 256. So if I multiply 256 and 256, what I will get? 65,536.
Yes.
Correct? This is approximated to 64 kilobytes. This is approximated to 64 kilobytes.
64 kilobytes.
Okay, although it is 65,000, we call it as 64 kilobytes. Why? Why we call it as 64 kilobytes and not 65 kilobytes? The reason is, again, 1 kilobytes means 1024 bytes. 1024 bytes याला 1 किलोबाइट म्हटलं जातं. करेक्ट? म्हणजे वरचे 24 बाइट सोडून दिले त्यांनी, त्याला अप्रॉक्सिमेट केलं 1 किलोबाइट. त्यानंतर त्याच्या दुप्पट केलं मी 2048. 1024 च्या दुप्पट 2048. 2048. 2048 means 2 kilobytes. So I have neglected the 48 bytes. Correct? This is approximated to 2 kilobytes. 2048 च्या दुप्पट केलं मी 4096. 4096. I call it as 4 kilobytes. म्हणजे वरचे 96 बाइट्स मी सोडून दिले. आणि त्याला अप्रॉक्सिमेट केलं 4 किलोबाइट्स. करेक्ट. 4096च्या दुप्पट केलं. असं मी दुप्पट करत गेलो तर शेवटची फिगर येईल 65,536, ज्याला मी अप्रॉक्सिमेट करणार 64 किलोबाइट्सला. ठीक आहे. यू just try your calculations and you will get that figure, that whatever I am saying, 65,536 bytes is approximated to 64 kilobytes. Okay, I think this is very clear to you. Now here you can see 8051 particularly, this chip has 4 kilobytes ROM memory, internal ROM memory, that is called as on-chip memory. It is within the microcontroller chip, and it has 128 bytes RAM memory. 128 bytes RAM memory. Okay, so you can mute your mics again and just listen what I am telling. 128 bytes RAM memory and 4 kilobytes. 4 kilobytes means 4096. Just now I have told you 4096 bytes ROM memory. 4096 bytes means it is just like 4096 pages notebook or book. 4096 पानाचं पुस्तक म्हणजे 4 किलोबाइट मेमरी झाली. त्याला आपण मेमरी म्हणतो, पुस्तकाला मेमरी म्हटले. आणि त्या मेमरी मध्ये किती ऍड्रेसेस आहेत त्याला मी पान नंबर म्हणतो. किती पान आहेत? 4096 इतके पान आहेत. आणि एका ऍड्रेसवर 1 बाइट डेटा आपण त्याच्यामध्ये ठेवू शकतो. 1 बाइट डेटा. 1 बाइट means 8 bit. So we can put 8 bit data, okay, on the one address. म्हणजे 4096 ऍड्रेसेस आहेत आपल्याकडे. याचा अर्थ आपण किती बाइट्स ठेवू शकतो त्यामध्ये? 4096 म्हणजे 4096 बाइट्स एवढा डेटा आपण त्या याच्यामध्ये ठेवू शकतो. ओके. त्यानंतर what you can see is there are 2 timers in the microcontroller. Here you can see there are 2 timers. One timer is called as timer 0 and second timer is called as timer 1. Why we require these timers? For timing purpose. Suppose I want to turn on the LED for 1 second and turn off the LED for 1 second. So my timer will generate a timing of 1 second. Okay. And timer will tell me that 1 second is over. Now you turn off the LED. So I will turn off the LED. So I will just look at the timer. And timer will tell me when 1 second is completed, it will give me the indication that 1 second is over. Now you can turn on.
बोला की सर.
हॅलो, ऐकू येते?
सर
येते का?
हा
येते. ठीक आहे. स्क्रीन शेअर करतो मी. हा, So in the microcontroller, you have two timers. One timer is called as timer 0. Second timer is called as timer 1. And just now I told you.
Hello.
There is some problem with the connections. The internet is slow slightly. Okay. हा जरा प्रॉब्लेम येतो याचा इंटरनेटचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे बहुतेक. ओके विल स्टॉप हिअर.
ओके.
तुम्हाला काही शंका असतील तर विचारा आता की
नाही.
आणि पुढच्या वेळेस आपण मग गुगल मीट वर घेऊ. हा कारण झूमला थोडं टायमिंगचं हे त्यांचं 40 मिनिटाचं टायमिंग ते हे करू शकतात. गुगल मीटला थोडस हे आहे किंवा तुम्ही टायमिंग जास्त घेऊ शकता पाहिजे ते. ठीक आहे. बरं तुम्हाला काही आता जे मी सांगितलं मायक्रो कंट्रोलर आणि